Hello beautiful people, how are you guys doing? Hope everybody is doing amazingly well. Welcome back to another lesson of English with Ashish. And guys, this is the second analysis, second breakdown of the Hindu Editorial. To be honest with you guys, this is a continuation of the first one. In the first one, we only looked at the first 2 pages of the article. It had 4 pages, and I wanted you guys to look at the remaining 2 pages, analyze them before I do it live in front of you guys. So I asked you guys to come to my Instagram page, ask for the photos of those 2 pages, last 2 pages, so that you can look at them, right, analyze them, which you did. I am really happy you did. So I'm pretty sure a lot of you have analyzed those 2 pages, last 2 pages, and we'll do it together today. Alright, so let me just show you the entire article. This is page number 1, already been analyzed in the first session. Page number 2, already been analyzed. Page number 3, yet to be analyzed. Page number 4, yet to be analyzed, right? Now, if you guys are watching this session for the first time and you did not watch the previous session, let me just explain what you can expect out of this session. What's going to happen in here, right? A long video, what's going to happen? What is this guy doing here? So the very first thing we do here is we find out a particular sentence, right? We'll find out a particular sentence, then we'll find out different parts of speech, right? And then we'll break down those parts of speech to understand what we have in there, right? And we'll understand the structure of the sentence and many more things. This is going to be way more detailed than I'm explaining it. All right, so I'm excited, very excited. I know you guys are too. Let's do it. Right, so let me just read out the first 2 pages. I'm not going to explain anything from the first 2 pages because I've already done that, right? I did it in the last session. Watch that session, link in the description. All right, let's just read it out. Heading: scientific disinterest, colon. That means this part is going to explain, going to talk about something relevant about this part. Scientific disinterest on health minister's presence at coronal promotion event. This is the heading. This entire article is about this. All right, let's read it out. The presence of Union Health Minister Harshvardhan at a press conference to promote coronal, an Ayurvedic pill promoted by Baba Ramdev's Patanjali Ayurved, that means extra information. Coronal, which is an Ayurvedic pill promoted by Baba Ramdev's Patanjali Ayurved, is objectionable on more than one count. Coronal is a concoction, which means a mixture. Coronal is a mixture, is a concoction of common herbs known to Ayurveda. Since June, there have been attempts to deploy it into India's COVID-19 management protocol. Dr. Vardhan, again, alongside cabinet colleague Nitin Gadkari, closed. That means this part is extra information. Opens, closes. That means extra information, right? Dr. Vardhan, along with, also with cabinet colleague Nitin Gadkari, not really important, but just to paint the right picture, we're giving this piece of information. Dr. Vardhan, alongside cabinet colleague Nitin Gadkari, was at a press conference with Baba Ramdev and other promoters of Patanjali. Why? To announce a scientific publication describing the efficacy, which means effectiveness. Describing the efficacy in what area? In coronal, in reading volunteers. Part of a clinic trial, which is a part of a clinic trial of coronavirus. So we are talking about a medicine, a pill, which is coronal, manufactured by Baba Ramdev's Patanjali Ayurved, and we're also talking about the involvement of a Union Health Minister Harshvardhan, who was at the press conference where Baba Ramdev and other people were promoting this, right? Which was a controversy, right? Second, for a normal person, coronal is a product manufactured by a private company. Doctors, that means there's going to be some extra information. And doctors, Harshvardhan is an ENT surgeon. This is just extra information, giving you some information about Harshvardhan because this guy is really, really important to this whole story, right? That's why we're giving information about this guy. Doctors are explicitly barred from promoting drugs of any sort. Harshvardhan is an ENT surgeon. Extra information, right? Doctors, Harshvardhan is an ENT surgeon, are explicitly barred from promoting drugs of any sort. Though Dr. Worthen did not explicitly clearly mention coronal in his address at the function, what public functionaries are seen to be doing speaks louder than what they say. Baba Ramdev first claimed that his product was endorsed by the WHO. Following media reports, WHO South Asia tweeted that it had not reviewed or certified the effectiveness of any traditional medicine for the treatment of COVID-19. What transpired was that India's apex drug regulator had certified Coronil as a pharmaceutical product in supporting COVID treatment and an immunity booster and cleared it for export. It has not recommended it as treatment for COVID-19, right? So these are the first two pages. Right now, let's move to the third page and let's start breaking it down. Let's start analyzing it. All right. First sentence. The publication of a double-blinded randomized clinic trial in a research journal is not an endorsement of a product but an essential requirement of reporting the drug's action to subject experts. This is our first sentence ending with a period, right? This is the first sentence. Now, the very first thing we'll do is we'll find out the subject of a sentence. Let's do it. Now, before I do it, I want you guys to do it. So I'll give you 5 seconds to find out the subject of this sentence. Your time starts now. 1, 2, 3, 4, and there you go, 5. All right, I hope you've done it. You've found out the subject of the sentence. Now let's do it together. The publication, a definite article which refers to a noun. What is that noun? Publication. So we have a modifier, a definite article, a noun, publication, right? Which publication? The publication, talking about a particular specific publication, right? So we have a noun phrase, noun plus a modifier, the publication. Do we have a verb after it? No, we don't. That means this is not the complete subject. Publication is a simple subject here. A simple subject is a one word noun or a pronoun. All right, so publication is a simple subject here, just one word noun, right? The publication. All right, the publication followed by a prepositional phrase of a double-blinded randomized clinic trial, right? So publication is the noun. All right, the is a modifier that's coming before it, so it's a pre-modifier of a double-blinded randomized clinic trial is a prepositional phrase coming after it, so it's a post modifier because it's coming after it, post it, right? Still modifying it, modifier, post modifier, as it's coming post it, after it, right? Which publication? The publication, talking about a particular publication of a double-blinded randomized clinic trial where in a research journal. So again, in a research journal is a prepositional phrase starting with the preposition in, right? After this we have is. That means we have found out our verb. That means the subject has ended here, and this is the complete subject. The publication of a double-blinded randomized clinic trial in a research journal. This is the complete subject, and the simple subject is publication, and everything that's coming before it is a pre-modifier, and everything that's coming after it is post-modifier. So we have just one pre-modifier, which is the, and we have two post-modifiers, which are two phrases, prepositional phrases. Now, noun is very simple, definite article is very simple, there's nothing to understand here. But in the post modifier, there's a lot of things that we can understand, right? So in this prepositional phrase, let's understand what do we have. All right, let's do that. So a prepositional phrase is a phrase, a group of words that does not have a subject verb combination, that starts with a preposition followed by a noun or a noun phrase. So we have the preposition of followed by a noun phrase, right? A double-blinded, a indefinite article, double-blinded adjective, randomized adjective, clinical adjective, trial is the noun. So in this prepositional phrase, we have the preposition of, we have a modifier, adjective, a indefinite article, trial, just one trial, double-blinded trial, adjective, double-blinded trial. A double-blinded trial is a trial where both the parties, both the doctors and the patients, do not know who are involved in the trial. They are blind, right? They do not know who's involved in the trial. Such a trial is called a double-blinded trial. So, of a double-blinded trial, right? Double-blinded adjective, randomized, done in a random way without having any previous information about it, right? So, of preposition are one trial, double-blinded, randomized, done in a random way. So, two adjectives, clinical trial related to clinic, right? Clinical trial. So, we have three adjectives and one article which also works as an adjective, right? So in this prepositional phrase we have one preposition, one two three four adjectives and one noun. All right, in the second prepositional phrase we have a preposition in followed by a noun phrase, a research journal. We can have many journals. How many journal? One journal, a journal, article, indefinite article, a journal, just one journal. What kind of a journal? Research journal. Now understand this. This is very important for you guys to understand. Research is generally a noun. I've done my research. The research was amazing. His research on human body was amazing, was outstanding. So research is basically a noun, but you can use a noun as an adjective sometimes. So here research is working as an adjective because it's modifying a noun, which is journal. What kind of a journal? Research journal, right? In a research journal, prepositional phrase modifying the noun publication. The publication of a double-blinded randomized clinic trial in a research journal, right? Where? In a research journal. So in this subject, we have one pre-modifier, the, and two post-modifiers, which is of a double-blinded randomized clinic trial, a prepositional phrase, in a research journal, again a prepositional phrase. This is the complete sentence. Sorry, this is the complete subject, right? Moving on. Okay, let's remove this. Okay, is not, do we have an action verb after it? No, that means this is the main verb. Is a linking verb here, right? Followed by a negative verb, which is not. Now, so this is the subject, this is the main verb, linking verb. Now what comes after a linking verb? A linking verb links the subject to its complement. Now a subject complement is either a noun or an adjective. So we'll either have a noun or a noun phrase or a noun clause or an adjective or an adjective phrase. Let's see what we have in here. All right. So the publication of a double-blinded randomized clinical trial in a research journal is not what? An endorsement of a product. In endorsement of a product. This is not. This is this. This is not this. So A equals to B. A does not equal to B. All right. This is not an endorsement of a product. So the publication of a double-blinded randomized clinical trial in a research journal, this is not an endorsement. This is not a promotion of a product, right? This is not this, but this is this. So I am not a doctor. I am not a doctor. I am this. So but is contrasting, right? Talking about different stuff, different information. The publication of a double-blinded randomized clinic trial in a research journal is not this, an endorsement of a product, a noun phrase. This is the subject complement, giving a new name to the subject, right? An endorsement of a product, right? So an indefinite article modifying the noun endorsement, right? Let me highlight this. Okay. All right, lost the page. There we go. There we go. All right. All right. Give me a second, guys. All right, an endorsement of a product, right? So we have an indefinite article n, which is modifying the noun endorsement. How many endorsement? Just one endorsement of a product. Of a product, a prepositional phrase starting with the preposition of, a noun phrase, a product, just one product, right? So this subject complement is a noun phrase where we have pre and post modifier. And pre-modifier, indefinite article of a product, prepositional phrase, post modifier. So we have a noun and a couple of modifiers, right? Subject, main verb, which is a linking verb, subject complement, a noun phrase. Everything is clear, but the sentence it doesn't end here, right? This is not the complete sentence. So this is not this. The publication of a double-blinded randomized clinic trial in a research journal is not this, but it is. It is the subject and the verb is missing. So this is not a complete clause. If it was, this complete sentence would be a compound sentence, a combination of two independent clauses joined by a coordinating conjunction. But that's not the case, because here we don't have the subject and the verb. We just have a noun phrase. Let's look at this. But conjunction. This is not this, but this is what? This. An essential requirement of reporting the drug's action to subject experts. This is again a noun phrase, which is renaming the subject. The publication of a double-blinded randomized clinic trial in a research journal. See, this is not this, but this is this. An essential requirement. So we have two pre-modifiers. N requirement, right? N essential, just one requirement. Essential, important, right? Pre-modifiers modifying the noun requirement. Requirement. One requirement, essential, important requirement of reporting the drug's action to subject experts. Post modifier, right? Post modifier, which is a prepositional phrase of what? Reporting the drug's action to subject experts. Of followed by a gerund of reporting what? Now you can report something. Reporting the drug's action to subject experts. This is again a noun phrase working as the object of the action. Reporting what? The drug's action. The drug's action. Here the main noun is action. The and drugs are pre-modifiers. Reporting what? The drug's action to subject experts. Preposition, again a noun phrase. Subject experts, noun and modifier. Subject experts. All right, now understand this complete sentence. In this sentence we have a subject which is very long, we have a linking verb, main verb, and we have two subject complements. Yes, we have two subject complements. This is number one and this is number two, joined by a conjunction. But you see that this is really interesting, right? So this is a simple sentence, right? But we have a lot of information in here. All right. Second sentence, the report reveals that the medicine was only tested on 95 of those asymptomatic and mildly symptomatic but confirmed as RT-PCR positive. Sentence number 2, period, right? Let's find out the subject together. The report reveals, the definite article report, noun. Do we have a verb after it? Yes, we do. Reveals, that means this is the complete subject. The report, subject, reveals what? Verb, right? Subject, verb, reveals what? That the medicine was only tested on 95 of those symptomatic and mildly symptomatic but confirmed as RT-PCR positive. This complete thing is the object of the verb reveals. So we have in this sentence, we have the subject, which is a noun phrase, the report noun, the modifier, definite article, the report, talking about a particular report. The report reveals, that report, the particular report reveals action verb, reveals what? That the medicine was only tested on 95 of those asymptomatic, those do not have any symptoms, and mildly symptomatic, those who have less symptoms but they do have symptoms, but confirmed as RT-PCR positive. Now take a couple of seconds and break down the object of the verb reveals, right? This entire thing. Do that. Take a couple of seconds. My throat is, guys, it's dead. I'm having a really hard time to speak. All right, okay, hope you done it. Reveals what? You can reveal something, so it's a transitive verb and it will have an object, right? The report reveals what? That the medicine, that conjunction, the medicine, subject of this clause, that the medicine was only tested. So was tested is the verb phrase, right? Was tested, and this is getting interrupted by an adverb only. You see that? So in this clause, we have the conjunction that, we have the subject, the medicine, which is a noun phrase. Noun plus a pre-modifier, right? Conjunction plus the subject, which is a noun phrase, plus a verb phrase, which is was, tested, and understand. This clause is in the passive voice. The medicine was only tested. We are not talking about who tested the medicine. We're talking about they were tested, or it was tested, right? The medicine was only tested, right? Adverb, only tested on, preposition on, 95 of those asymptomatic people who do not have any symptoms, and mildly symptomatic but confirmed as RT-PCR positive, right? So this entire thing is a noun clause, a noun clause, type of a dependent clause, right? That conjunction subject of this clause, the medicine, verb phrase, was tested, preposition on, object of the preposition on what, 95 of those asymptomatic and mildly symptomatic but confirmed as RT-PCR positive. So this has conjunction, subject, verb phrase, preposition, object of the preposition. Now in the object of the preposition, we have a number plus a modifying phrase, 95 of those asymptomatic and mildly symptomatic but confirmed as RT-PCR positive. Do you guys understand that? So here the subject is a phrase. We have a verb that is not a phrase, just one word, and we have a clause as the object of the sentence. So you can call it a complex sentence because this itself is a clause, subject plus verb, and we have a dependent clause. So it's a combination of an independent clause and a dependent clause. That means it's a complex sentence. Yes, we've done it. All right. Second sentence, third, the 45 patients who got the actual treatment, bracket, extra information, and not a dummy pill. The 45 patients who got the actual treatment and not a dummy pill tested COVID-19 negative significantly quicker, right? This is our third sentence, right? Let's find out the sentence. No, let's find out the subject of this sentence, all right? The 45 patients who got the actual treatment, this is extra information, we'll not look at this. Treatment tested, this is a verb, right? So this complete part is the subject of this sentence. The 45 patients who got the actual treatment, this is not a part of the sentence, this is just extra information. That's why it's within parenthesis, within brackets, right? The 45 patients who got the actual treatment, not a dummy pill, actual treatment, not that dummy pill, who got the actual treatment, tested COVID-19 negative significantly quicker. Now let's analyze the subject. What do we have in here? The indefinite, definite article, right? It will have a noun after it. The 45 patients, right? So again, 45, a number, modifier, patients. So the patients, talking about particular patients, 45 patients, right? So patients is the main subject, simple subject. It has two pre-modifiers, the and 45 patients. The patients, 45 patients who got the actual treatment, right? Again, an adjective clause, which is also known as a relative clause, starts with the relative pronoun who, right? So in the subject, we have a noun, the main noun, the simple subject, which is patients, and we have two pre-modifiers, the and 45. Patients, the patients, 45 patients who got the actual treatment. Patients who got the actual treatment, right? This is an adjective clause modifying the noun patients. Patients who got the actual treatment, right? So here in this clause we have the conjunction working as the subject of this clause. Who got is the verb, got what, the actual treatment. So subject, conjunction working as the subject of this clause, the verb got what, the actual treatment, object of the verb, right? So the object here is a noun phrase, the actual treatment, noun, treatment, that treatment, talking about a particular treatment, actual, again adjective. So two pre-modifiers plus a noun, we don't have a post modifier. All right, so this is the complete subject, pre-modifier, main noun, post modifier. All right, the 45 patients who got the actual treatment on not a dummy pill, extra information, tested, right? This is the verb, tested, main verb. Tested what? COVID-19. Tested what? COVID-19, right? Subject, verb, object, subject, verb, object. So what is negative? Significantly quicker. These patients tested COVID-19 negative. What is negative? Whoever gets this correct, whoever tells me what is negative here, gets something really, really amazing from me. I'm not even kidding. You'll get it. So what is negative? Don't cheat. Just tell me what is negative. Write in the comment section. All right. Negative is an object complement. Negative here is an object complement talking about the object, giving information about it, right? They tested COVID-19 negative, right? Talking about the state of the object, negative, right? Let's highlight it. So we have the subject, main verb followed by an object followed by object complement followed by what? Significantly quicker, which is an adverb phrase. Significantly quicker is an adverb phrase which is modifying the verb, the main verb tested, right? Let me explain this to you guys. The 45 patients who got the actual treatment, subject tested what? COVID-19 negative, right? Tested this in this way, negative. In what manner? Significantly quicker. An adverb phrase talking about the manner of the action. Tested significantly quicker, right? Adverb phrase. So again, a simple sentence which has a subject, action verb, object, object complement, and an adverb phrase. Okay, let's move to the next sentence. However, these numbers are small. That's a very simple, sweet sentence, right? Simple sentence. However, transitional word. However, these numbers are small. What is the subject? These numbers. This is a modifier. However, transitional word, right? These numbers is the subject. A noun phrase. Numbers, noun. These determiner works as a modifier, right? These numbers, noun, are a linking verb, right? Because we don't have an action verb after it. That means it's a linking verb, type of a main verb. And after this, we'll either have a noun or an adjective. What do we have? Small, adjective. Subject, complement, subject, verb, main verb, subject, complement, which is an adjective, right? These numbers equals to small. However, transitional word, however, these numbers are small. Got the point? Though this happened, these numbers are very small. All right, next sentence. A large proportion of those with mild or no symptoms are expected to clear out the infection without any external intervention. Period. That means this is the next sentence, right? A large proportion of those with mild or no symptoms are expected to clear out the infection without any external intervention. What is the subject? Let's find out together. All right, are large. Modifiers are article, indefinite article, just one something large, and that thing is large. What is that? Proportion. Our proportion, because we can have many proportions, so our proportion referring to the noun proportion. Large in number, large in size, sorry. Our proportion, which is large, are large pre-modifiers. So proportion is the main noun, right? Simple subject. Do we have a verb after it? No, we don't. That means the subject is not completed, right? So main subject, simple subject, pre-modifiers are large. Proportion of those with mild or no symptoms, right? This is again a prepositional phrase. Of those with the mild and no symptoms. After that we have are expected, a verb phrase. That means this is the complete sentence, sorry, complete subject. A large proportion of those with mild or no symptoms, the subject of our sentence, right? Which has the main noun proportion, two pre-modifiers, are and large, are proportion, large proportion, of those with mild or no symptoms, right? Prepositional phrase starting with the preposition of followed by a noun phrase. Those with mild or no symptoms are expected, are expected, verb phrase, subject, verb phrase, are expected, right? Helping verb, main verb. Now understand this is in the passive voice, because they are expected. The proportion is not expecting anything. It's not a person that it can expect something. Somebody is expecting something out of a thing. All right, so a large proportion of those with mild or no symptoms are expected. Sorry, these people with mild or no symptoms are expected. They're not expecting anything. They're not doing any action. Somebody is doing an action onto them, right? These people are expected what? Expected what? To clear out the infection without any external intervention. This is the object of the verb expected, right? So this is again a simple sentence, right? Subject, verb, object. Subject is quite a good one, right? Pre-modifier, post-modifier, verb phrase, a combination of two verbs, and this is the object, which is an infinitive phrase starting with an infinitive to clear out, right? Now what do we have in here in this infinitive phrase? We have an infinitive which is to clear out, to plus base form of a verb, to clear out. Now clear out what? You can clear out something, so it starts with the infinitive followed by the object of the infinitive. To clear out what? The infection. In what manner? Without any external intervention, right? Without any external intervention. So in the object, which is an infinitive phrase, we have the infinitive followed by the object followed by a modifying phrase and adverb phrase. To clear out the infection. In what manner? Without any external intervention. So this modifying phrase is a prepositional phrase that's modifying the verb clear out. How are they supposed to be cleared out? Without any external intervention. That means if they don't take any medicine, if they do not take any pill, they're expected, they'll be okay. They're expected to get free of the virus without taking anything, right? They don't need any medicine to get free of the virus, right? To clear out the infection, right? So a large proportion of those with mild or no symptoms are expected. These people are expected to clear out the infection without taking any medicine, without getting any external intervention, right? So subject, verb phrase, object, which is an infinitive phrase, starts with the infinitive, object of the infinitive, and modifying phrase, which is a prepositional phrase modifying the verb. Got it? Simple. Again, a simple sentence. Next. There was no information in the study on the number of days. There was no information in the study on the number of days that elapsed before the patients tested positive, making the role of the drug in clearing out the virus unclear. Interesting sentence, right? This is the complete sentence. Last sentence of this page. What is the subject? What is the subject of this sentence? There was, there is the subject. There was is the linking verb, right? So we have the subject, right next to the subject we have the verb, linking verb. So there was what? No information. There was no information. Information, noun, no determiner, modifier. So noun phrase. No information. Where? In the study. No information in the study. Prepositional phrase. Preposition, noun phrase, the plus noun. Right? Modifier plus noun. So there was no information in the study. On what? On the number of days. On the number of days, right? There was no information where in the study. On what topic? On the number of days. Prepositional phrase starting with the preposition on followed by a noun phrase, the number of days. The number of days, right? Determiner, noun plus a prepositional phrase of days. The number of days. Pre-modifier, post-modifier starting with the preposition on. So subject, helping verb, noun phrase, prepositional phrase, prepositional phrase. Now after that we have an adjective clause, number of days that elapsed before the patients tested positive, right? This is an adjective clause or relative clause modifying the noun days. On the number of days, days that elapsed, that passed before the patients tested positive. So we're saying most of these people tested COVID-19 negative significantly quicker, but there was no information in the study on the number of days, that elapsed, that passed before the patients tested positive, which is making the role of the drug, which is making the role of the vaccine, not the vaccine, Covaxin, is it the name? I think it is, all right, which is making the role of the drug in clearing out the virus unclear, right? So making the role of the drug in clearing out the virus unclear is a present participle phrase. Passing a comment on the whole situation, right? Working as a modifier, modifying the entire sentence. Isn't it beautiful? It is, right? Covixin, yeah, Covixin was the name. So there was no information in the study on the number of days that elapsed before the patients tested positive. Okay, we did not understand this adjective clause. So it has the conjunction that's working as the subject of this clause, that elapsed, that subject, elapsed verb, elapsed uh, when before the patients tested positive. So in this clause, understand this, in this clause we have another clause. This is a dependent clause which itself has another dependent clause. This is beautiful. This sentence is amazing. We can learn a lot. So on the number of days that elapsed before the patients tested positive. So that conjunction working as the subject of this clause, that elapsed verb, clause subject plus a verb, that elapsed where before the patients tested positive. So before conjunction, right, the patients subject of this clause, tested verb, tested what? Positive, right? So this entire clause is working as an adverb. So this is an adverb clause. Elapsed where before the patients, when, sorry, talking about the time, when before the patients tested positive, right? This is an adverb clause. Now after that, we have a present participle phrase which is passing a comment on the entire situation. There was no information in the study on the number of days that elapsed before the patients tested positive. There was no information about the days that passed before the patients tested positive, which is why the role of the drug in clearing out the virus is unclear, which is making the role of the drug in clearing out the virus unclear. This entire thing is making the role of the drug in clearing out the virus unclear. So present participle making what? The role of the drug, right? The role, noun phrase, the role what? Of the drug. So if you want to understand this as well, right, this entire thing, right, you see that, let me highlight it for you guys. This oh god, this entire thing is the object of the verb making what? The role of the drug in clearing out the virus unclear. This is a noun phrase. Now in this noun phrase, the main head noun is role, right? And we have pre-modifier the role, talking about a particular role, right? Making the role, yeah, you know which role I'm talking about. Making the role of the drug, role of whom? Of the drug in clearing out the virus in clear, right? So of the drug, prepositional phrase, of definite article, noun, right? Drug in clearing out the virus unclear. Drug in what matter? In clearing out what? The virus unclear. So clearing out verb, clearing out what? The virus, object, unclear, object complement. All right, this is again a beautiful sentence, but this is, yeah, it is again a complex sentence because this is independent clause and we have a dependent clause as well. So it's a combination of a dependent clause and an independent clause, which makes it a complex sentence, right? And this is a present participle phrase. All right, guys, let me take a sip of water. So this is page number 3. We had a lot of simple sentences, a couple of compound sentences, complex sentences. We haven't seen any compound sentence yet, have we? I don't remember. You might have. All right, this is the last page, 4th page. True, this is true. Allopathic medicine too has cut corners, right? Cut corners means they're too done in a way to save time, to save money, right? Cut corners. True, allopathic medicine too has cut corners. This is a complete sentence. It's an independent clause. True, allopathic medicine too has cut corners. So the subject is allopathic medicine. Medicine is the main noun. Allopathic is an adjective. Adjective, noun, noun phrase. Allopathic medicine, two has cut corners, right? Two adverb has, uh, this is the main verb has two, right? Adverb, cut corners, again a noun. So allopathic medicine, subject has verb to adverb, cut corners, noun. Okay. Independent clause, complete sentence. Now after that we have a colon. That means the next part is going to give an explanation of this part. Let's read it. An ICMR led trial, and Indian Council of Medical Research, an Indian Council of Medical Research led trial ultimately could not justify the administration of hydroxychloroquine, right? Why are we saying allopathic medicine too has cut corners? Because an ICMR led trial ultimately, right, subject and ICMR led trial, the subject of this particular clause, right, the subject and ICMR led trial ultimately adverb could not justify a verb phrase, right? Subject, let me just highlight this for you guys. Subject, adverb, and this is verb phrase, could not justify, right? Helping verb plus main verb. So subject, adverb, verb phrase. Justify what? The administration of hydroxychloroquine, right? This is why we're calling it cut corners. We're saying it too has cut corners because the Indian Council of Medical Research led trial ultimately could not justify the administration of hydroxychloroquine, right? Which is a drug used to cure malaria, I guess, right? So after this colon, we have an independent clause, right? The subject of the independent clause is an ICMR led trial, right? A noun phrase followed by an adverb, followed by a verb phrase, followed by the object, that administration of hydroxychloroquine, right? So this, in this noun phrase, the main noun is administration. Da is a pre-modifier. The administration of hydroxychloroquine. Okay. So now again, after this we have a semicolon. Now we use a semicolon when two clauses, two sentences are closely related, right? So this is a complete sentence, right, on its own. This itself is a complete sentence. Now this part is also going to be a complete sentence, right, but going to be related with this one. The Drugs Controller General of India approved. Subject, the Drugs Controller General of India approved. Verb, approved what? Itolism, right? Itolism by Bjorken, right? This is again a part of a sort of a drug by this company, made by this company. So the Drugs Controller General of India did something, approved what? Itolism by Bjorken. That was tested only in a sample of 30. What was tested? This medicine, this drug was tested only in a sample of 30. So that was tested only in a sample of 30 is an adjective clause modifying the noun itolism, right? That was tested only in a sample of 30. So subject, verb, object, adjective clause followed by but was advertised as a breakthrough drug, right? So the Drugs Controller General of India approved this, approved itolism by Bjorken. That was tested only in a sample of 30. That was tested only in a sample of 30, but was advertised as a breakthrough drug. Now understand this. This clause has two predicates, right? That was tested only in a sample of 30 but was advertised. That was tested but advertised. Tested only in a sample of 30 but advertised as a breakthrough drug. Getting it? Again, after this we have a semicolon. That means again a part related to this is going to come. And Covaxin was approved before its efficacy was known. Covaxin was approved. Subject of this clause, Covaxin, subject, was approved. Verb phrase. Just a minute. And Covaxin was approved when before its efficacy was known, before its effectiveness was known. All right. So let me explain what do we have in this clause. So we have the subject Covaxin, we have a verb phrase in the passive voice, was approved. We're not talking about who approved it, we are talking about the action. It was approved, it received the approval, it was approved time before its efficacy was known. So subject, verb phrase plus an adverb, which is basically a clause. Before its efficacy, before conjunction its efficacy, subject of this clause, a noun phrase, its efficacy was known, verb phrase. So subject plus verb, a clause, right? So here we have a subject, verb phrase plus an adverb, and adverb is basically a clause, right? So this is the complete sentence, starts here, ends here, and everything is related. If you see, everything is related, right? Next sentence, processes are imperfect. Processes are imperfect. Subject, linking verb, adjective, subject complement. Noun, linking verb, adjective, which is the subject complement. Processes are imperfect, but the government must demonstrate its scientific disinterest when evidence is wanting, right? This is a compound subject. So first clause, processes are imperfect but coordinating conjunction. Second clause, second independent clause, the government must demonstrate its scientific disinterest when evidence is wanting, right? These two independent clauses are joined by the coordinating conjunction, but hence it's a compound sentence. A compound sentence is a combination of two or more complete sentences, independent clauses. So process are imperfect, simple sentence, process subject are main verb, linking verb, imperfect, adjective, subject complement. Second, the government, subject, noun phrase, the plus government noun, must demonstrate, verb phrase, must helping verb, demonstrate main verb. Demonstrate what? Its scientific disinterest when evidence. Its scientific disinterest is the object. Demonstrate what? Its scientific interest. When should they demonstrate their scientific disinterest? When evidence is wanting. Adverb clause, talking about the time, right? When should this happen? When evidence is wanting, when everybody is asking for the evidence, right? When conjunction evidence, noun is helping verb, wanting main verb, hence it's a clause, right? Talking about the time, hence it's an adverb clause of time. So subject, verb phrase, object, adverb. Clear? Hope everything is clear. So guys, this is all. This is all, right? Hope you enjoyed this lesson. I did a lot, and my throat is really bad right now, so I can't speak anything. If you guys enjoyed this lesson, make sure you hit the like button. If you didn't, don't do that. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel, press that notification button. And if you guys haven't joined our Facebook group, Instagram page, you can do that, link in the description. And I think else, if you have any questions, do let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys very soon. Till then, keep learning, have fun. I love you all. You know this. I'm out. Namaskar.